Greetings everyone, this is Annie Miraj Kidwai and you're watching Vertex, the solution of every need. Today I'm going to break down some myths about learning and learning gaps and specifically language learning in this video. Comparison between native teachers and non-native teachers, as well as comparing learners of native language and non-native language. I'm an applied doctorate candidate in educational psychology. I hold masters in English literature, education, and I have done various different certifications with grade A. Have you ever felt like your language learning progress is stuck or that you're just not improving fast enough? In this video, I want to show you something that might completely change how you see your learning journey. Now, if you look at this graph, it represents how cognitive and language development actually happens over time. And the first thing you'll notice is that it's not a straight line. We often assume that learning should be steady and continuously improving. But in reality, both fast learners and developing learners move through similar stages, just at different points and in different patterns. Some people show quick progress early on, while others take more time to build their foundation. But that early speed doesn't guarantee long-term success. What really matters is the trajectory. As you move across the graph into adolescence and adulthood, you'll see that development includes periods of rapid growth, followed by plateaus and then sudden breakthroughs. And those plateaus, the moments where you feel stuck, are not signs of failure at all. They're actually phases where your brain is consolidating, reorganizing, and preparing for more complex language use, especially as your ability for abstract thinking and deeper understanding develops. This is why comparing yourself to others or labeling yourself as a slow learner can be misleading. Because learning is not about how fast you move at the beginning, but how you adapt as your cognition evolves. So instead of focusing on speed, what this graph really teaches us is to understand a phase, trust the process, and align our learning strategies with where we actually are. And once you make that shift, you stop feeling stuck and start moving forward with clarity. Before we go further, it's really important to separate two ideas that are often confused in language learning: cognitive development and the myth of native speakerism. What this graph actually shows us is how language ability grows through cognitive development over time, which is a universal process. Whether you are a native speaker or a second language learner, your brain develops in stages, from basic understanding to more complex, abstract use of language, and this development is non-linear, with periods of growth, plateau, and restructuring. People often assume that native speakers are naturally better or have a permanent advantage, but that's not entirely accurate. Native speakers simply start early and have more exposure, but the development still follows the same cognitive patterns, including plateaus and reorganizations. In fact, many non-native learners, especially in the adolescence or adulthood, can achieve equal or even deeper mastery because they engage more consciously with language, using metacognition and structured learning strategies. So the real distinction is not native versus non-native, but timing, exposure, and cognitive readiness. This graph is not showing superiority, it's showing trajectories. And once you understand that, you stop comparing yourself to an unrealistic standard and start focusing on how your own cognitive development is unfolding, which is where real progress actually begins. Thank you for watching and have a great day.